So,
well, speaking of legitimization, Gonz, it's time to check in with Shillzilla.
Yay, Shillzilla!
Shill for sure.
All right, folks. Yes, we're checking in not with Chris Cillizza, who is our very good friend that we love to follow and mock, but also congratulate when he deserves it, which doesn't happen often. But this is more of an update on our dear CNN Plus. We've talked about over the past month, 1 month, about how this is actually kind of dangerous. And
1 month. It was 3 weeks.
We've talked about how the corporate mainstream news media, they wish so badly. They wish so badly that they could harness the energy, the motivation, the authenticity, just the goodness of independent media. There's so many good things about it.
Should I play the Stelter launch clip from 3 weeks ago when he was talking about the CNN Plus launch?
Have it ready. One second.
Got it.
So, we've talked about how the corporate media wants it so bad. They see the value. People love independent media. They trust it more than corporate news media. There's nothing corporate news media can do to get out from under the thumbs or disconnect from the strings that control them. They are not about news. They don't care about people. They are an instrument of the elites of this world, and they want to be legitimized in the way that independent news media is recently, but they can't do it. And their one sort of big project was CNN Plus. Now, we have some fun news, but I just want to be clear. This is fun, and we like to joke about it. But it also makes me a little anxious because when the lizard people cannot infiltrate or co-opt something, they then turn to destroying it. And this certainly does not bode well for the future of independent media and how they are sort of targeted by the corporate media. But to put you in the mood of what the hopes and dreams were for CNN Plus, let's play this clip.
CNN is an icon of the cable and satellite age, but now cable is competing with streaming, and there isn't a streaming subscription service for TV news in the United States. So if you were creating a news product from scratch in 2022, how would you build it? That's one of the questions, one of the starting points for CNN Plus. This new streaming video service is launching on Tuesday. It's a big deal in the media business because it's the biggest bet any company has made in the news streaming world. CNN's hired hundreds of people and created dozens of new shows for the service.
All right. That was 24 days ago.
This was 24 days ago, the biggest bet that has ever been made on a news streaming service. And this is coming from CNN reported by CNN. Let's see what they have to say. CNN Plus, the streaming service that was hyped as one of the most significant developments in the history of CNN. By the way, this is written by Oliver Darcy and Brian Stelter, the man who literally you just heard talking about how all of his hopes and dreams are going into CNN Plus. He is the one reporting this. CNN Plus, the streaming service that was hyped as one of the most significant developments in the history of CNN. You did it, Brian. What are you doing writing this?
He hyped it.
Will shut down on April 30th, just 1 month after it launched. Oh. Again, this is being reported by Brian Stelter on CNN.com, and I love the phrase that was hyped as one of the most significant, as if anybody but Brian Stelter at CNN was hyping it.
Oh, I'm sure he's he's looking at numbers. Oh, everyone's talking about CNN Plus. It's like, everyone's talking about how it's going to fail.
Such a doofus. CNN Plus customers, quote, will receive prorated refunds of subscription fees.
Oh no, they got to give back the money too. That's horrible.
The subscription fee, the monthly subscription fee for CNN Plus was $2.99.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to prorate $2.99. So you're going to get like a 13-cent refund from your CNN Plus. The decision was made by new management after CNN's former parent company, Warner Media, merged with Discovery to form Warner Bros. Discovery earlier this month. The prior management's team's vision for CNN Plus runs counter to Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav's plan to house all of the company's brands under one streaming service.
You can't monetize the network.
Exactly. Some CNN Plus's programming may eventually live on through that service. So no immediate plans to put
poor Chris
Anderson Cooper's parenting show or the book club with what's his face. No, I'm sorry, folks. You're not going to get your favorite shows back.
What about On Point with Siliza? That's all we care about. Is he going to live?
Yeah, On Point. This was his moment, man.
I know.
Remember when he tweeted?
He was hyping
24 days ago. 24 days ago, they actually let Chris Siliza into the CNN office. He took a picture with the CNN Plus logo and said, "It's happening.
It's happening."
Meaning they're finally letting me on TV. I finally get to leave my YouTube cave.
Well, maybe David Zaslav is in his office and he watched on the Point with Chris Siliza on CNN Plus, and he thought we got to shut this down.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
He did a Google search, saw our analysis on Chris Siliza, and was like, "Yeah, we're losing really bad. So let's just shut the whole thing down."
Shut it down.
The whole
whole thing costs about $250,000,
Wow.
which is
I thought it would be more.
There is more if you count other aspects of it, but kind of the braggable.
Okay.
The thing they were bragging about was about $250,000, but there's definitely more that went into it. Other programming will shift to CNN's main television network. Quote, "In a complex streaming market, consumers want simplicity and an all-in-one service, which provides a better experience and more value than standalone offerings. And for the company, a more sustainable business model to drive our future investments in great journalism and storytelling," Discovery's streaming boss J.B. Perrett said in a statement. Quote, we have very exciting opportunities ahead in the streaming space, and CNN, one of the world's premier reputational assets."
It's an asset. This is a giveaway that it's an intelligence operation. Right. It's an intelligence asset. CNN.
Sure. Yeah. "Will play an important role here," Peretti added. Peretti and incoming CNN CEO Chris Licht.
Oh, he's lit.
Chris Litt notified staffers of the decision in a meeting on Thursday afternoon. Litt bluntly told employees it was a uniquely
poopy situation.
Poopy situation. Again, remember, this is on CNN.com. Yeah. It is so brutal. Hundreds, and it's this hilarious sort of humiliation ritual that the new CEO, the new company, the ownership of CNN.
It's like a hazing process.
If you haven't been following, CNN has been sold to Warner Bros.
Right.
I mentioned it earlier in the article here. Yeah. Warner Bros. Discovery. And one of the bosses who made this happen, one of the main guys, was one of the founders of Fox.
Right.
So it's this weird ideological thing. He says CNN has become complete trash. We're going to make it into real journalism again.
Yeah, we want real journalism again or something, right? Like just totally calling out the failures of CNN in the last few years.
Exactly. And during all of this was the same time, again, go back to, now this is actual criminal activity, but you had the CNN.
The Cuomo.
There's the Cuomo thing. There's the CNN producer who was in the pedophile ring.
Right.
There was, moment after moment after moment leading up to the purchase of CNN was just littered with complete disaster.
I wonder if that's part of the takeover too. Like get in there, expose all the stuff first, and then we'll buy it. It's like you drive down the value to purchase it. So it kind of makes sense.
That was definitely part of it.
Yeah.
And so And we've seen this happen a few times. The CNN is really being put through these sort of like humiliation rituals, these hazings, where they're being torn down from the inside on purpose by the new bosses who hate what CNN is, want to destroy it and build it into something new.
Seems to be the trend recently. With Elon trying to take over Twitter, there's definitely a reset taking place,
all in the name
attempted.
Of improving journalism and free speech and things like that.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. It goes on. Hundreds of CNN Plus staffers may lose their jobs. Litz said in an internal memo that all CNN Plus employees will continue to be paid and receive benefits for the next 90 days to explore opportunities at CNN, CNN Digital, and elsewhere in the Warner Bros. Discovery family. So you get 90 days to find a new job in the company. Yeah.
Musical chairs.
Staffers who aren't absorbed elsewhere in the company will receive a minimum of 6 months severance, he added. An agent for the one CNN Plus host who was set to anchor a weekly show on the streaming service.
Is it Chris?
I think it might be Chris.
No, it's not Chris. Come on. They were going to give him an anchor seat?
Well, he's the point. It's technically kind of a news thing, and he would anchor the show. Right. It's a weekly show. It's not a daily anchor.
True. Okay. So he can just come in hot with his hot Trump takes and then leave.
Yeah, right. Exactly. An agent. So the agent for this anchor, this unnamed person, described their client's program at the network as facing an uncertain future.
It does sound
it's
like
all
Chris.
TBD. The person said, "I'm sorry, Chris. It's a hard time,
man.
but we told you this was going to happen. We told him not to do this."
Yeah, well.
But the agent added that the network has gone out of its way to make clear that it is committed to finding roles for CNN Plus hosts.
Wow, this feels like it's written directly to Chris Cillizza. Just him. like Brian Stelter is writing an article just to communicate to Shillzilla that it's going to be okay.
Totally. And it goes on and on. They have about 20 more paragraphs, but it's all kind of the same. They talk about, like, was this avoidable? Was it not avoidable? They had a town hall, and where Peretti was, it says here, during the town hall, Peretti expressed some frustration with the prior leadership of CNN, which was led by Jeff Zucker until February.
This is some kind of a culling situation too, probably, to now I'm starting to think maybe this whole CNN Plus thing was just to do that, to actually shake things up, launch something kind of like a test run, or like something where it causes everybody to work and get into quick work mode, and I don't know, it just seems very.
Here's an important detail. It gets into a really important detail here.
Okay.
During the town hall, Peretti expressed some frustration with the prior leadership of CNN, which was led by Jeff Zucker until February, and Warner Media, which was led by Jason Kilar until early April. Some of this was avoidable, he said, but prior leadership decided to just keep going with the planned March launch of CNN Plus. Despite the impending merger, he said, the streaming service ended up launching just 2 weeks before the Warner Media Discovery merger completed, much to the exasperation of Discovery leadership, which had a different strategy but could not legally communicate with CNN executives before the deal was official. Warner Bros. Discovery has billions in debt, much of which is a result of the deal to combine the company, and executives are under pressure to find $3 billion in savings that Wall Street is expecting from them. So I think, Jeff Zucker knew that he was being sold. He knew he was on the out. He knew that this was basically going to fail, but he pushed it forward anyways and made it the most expensive possible streaming service he could. And he basically set up a ticking time bomb to blow up when the merger completed. And I think that's the main thing here.
So you had Jeff Zucker's,
who's a
final
total
pitch or
corrupt
something.
monster. Yeah. And he lit a piece of dynamite and left the building.
Right.
And let it explode in Warner Bros. Face. And such is the integrous world of corporate news media, baby. Filled with corporate sort of assassinations and time bombs.
Lizard eat lizard world out there.
It is. It's an lizard eat lizard world, baby. And you know what? That makes me so grateful, Gonz. While the corporate news media is busy destroying themselves from the inside, the true independent news media can live on with the support of the people.